You're welcome to my banner, where we will start our conversation on a breakdown of the State of the Nation address, first with agriculture, but in relation to Rafiq Salam's report from Peresi Emi Primary. Francis says it's a shame he's not answering the questions, and this is in reference to the MCE. The question is on education, not health. I believe that the Director of Education is also not working. The MCE is not truthful to his people. And I tell you what, most of the comments that have come through are more like this one that Francis has sent. But I don't want to be the one to judge. We are all the people, so we all have to be the judges in this. What I will appeal for all of us to keep an eye on, including our reporter Rafiq Salam, is on the headmistress who spoke with us, so that nobody, does anything because she's speaking what is, what the true situation is in her school. But definitely this must be fixed, and we'll definitely keep an eye on it to make sure that it is done. Let's talk about the State of the Nation. My guest is Mr. James Apieto Ankra, who is a former Member of Parliament for Lower West Achim. He is also very much a farmer and concerned about this sector, the agri sector. Good morning to you. Welcome.
Good morning, Mama.
Let me just take your initial comments on yesterday's State of the Nation address, and please take politics out of it. I know you are minority.
You want a general view on the entire...
Yes, sir.
I would to be on a very that it's so substandard. As far as I'm concerned, the State of the Nation address by any head of states in any country, what we heard yesterday was a substandard. It was a pure, for me, it was a pure campaign message that the president delivered.
Okay, let's shift the focus now specifically to agric. And before we start talking about some of the things the president said, why don't we hear him outline some of the issues himself?
Mr. Speaker, we have to diversify our economy. And as part of efforts to diversify sources of national revenue, as well as providing additional income to farmers, the government, through the Ghana Cocoa Board, intends to increase Ghana's annual coffee production from the current level of about 6,000. If you didn't know it, we export coffee. We export about 6,000 metric tons a year. We intend to increase this from 6,000 metric tons to 100,000 metric tons in the short to medium term. Production of coffee in Ghana has been low, ranging from a peak of 6,700 metric tons in the mid-1960s to as low as 1,140 metric tons in 2009. Government support for Cocoa Board's pilot coffee rehabilitation project, instituted in 2010, resulted in a gradual increase in production to 6,000 metric tons by 2015. Mr. Speaker, the government, through Ghana Cocoa Board, is promoting coffee cultivation in areas considered as marginal for cocoa production. Coffee thrives very well in areas with less rainfall, ranging between 1,200 millimeters and 2,000 millimeters per annum, but can also grow in areas with a minimum of 1,000 millimeters of rainfall per annum, but under irrigation. Mr. Speaker, parts of Volta, Eastern, Central, and the transition areas of Ashanti and Brongahafu regions are suitable for coffee growing. Mr. Speaker, communities like Techiman, Wenchi, Bechem, Onkranza, Atebubu, Kwame Danso, Drobo, Akomadan, Ofenso, Jamase, Mampong, Ashanti, Ketekrachi, and Dambai are being targeted for aggressive promotion of coffee cultivation. Mr. Speaker, the Cocoa Research Institute of Ghana has developed a...
All right, so that's President John Dramani Mahama delivering the State of the Nation address. This is just a bit on agriculture, and I think what he's talked about, mainly coffee. That's what we brought to you. There's also the opportunity to create farm and distributing channels, Cocoa Board program to reel in youth to cocoa farming. Motivation package includes free cocoa seedlings, mass spraying input supplied for free over 30 kilometers, 50 million seedlings distributed. He's also commended chiefs for giving lands for cocoa farming. So a lot of attention paid to cocoa. What we heard in our news earlier was that crop was missing. But let me take the conversation to my guest, Mr. James Appiah-Ankra, who is a former member of parliament for Lower West Akyem and also a farmer. Were you inspired by the things that he said in relation to the agri sector?
Mama, I would say a big no. Why? Because the president had launched a youth in agriculture program some time ago. And one would have wished that he would have gone back to find out how many youth had gone into agriculture. If it was appreciable, fine. If it wasn't, then you want to ask yourself, why are the youth not getting into agriculture? Because it's been something that's been said over and over, the youth should get into agriculture, because our farmers are getting older and older. Why are they not getting into agriculture? It means that there's some problem there that needs to be solved. Because you cannot just say you are distributing seedlings and that is enough. Or somebody, a chief gives land, bare land, so that is enough for somebody to get in there. Somebody put it certainly that, look, if you want to go up economically and you are standing in a bucket and you are holding the handle of the bucket and pulling yourself up, you cannot do that. What I'm saying is that, look, there's a lot of things that go into farming that are not just a question of supplying the person with seedlings, just getting land. Because first and foremost, for any business, you should ask yourself that how much does it cost, what they call by day, getting a laborers to go and weed for you for a day, how much does it cost? So that if you have the land and you have seedlings, is that enough? How many acres can the youth who is going into the agriculture can do on his own? But
surely we don't expect the government to do everything for us.
Absolutely, I understand that. But then if you want to give incentives, then you should go beyond the land and the seedlings.
So what is necessary incentive for you as a farmer?
For me, it means the government must go into assisting with the preparation of the land, not just giving the land to the person. If we are serious.
And preparation will entail exactly what?
Like I said, engaging people to weed the land for the person to start. Because he has no money. He's just finished school. He's interested in agriculture. If you want to give him a loan, no bank, no financial institution is going to give somebody who just left school a loan to start farming. Right? Years back, we used to have the workers' brigade or whatever, those were being done, as at the state farms, but this is not a state farm. This is for the individual. But the state could assist by preparing the land.
So you're given the land for free?
Yes.
You're given seedlings to plant?
Yes.
But you still want assistance with preparing the land?
Sure, because...
So what are you contributing? What are you bringing on board?
At the end of the day, perhaps the government will have to come into some kind of agreement and say, look, over a 5-year period, when the proceeds have started coming, you have to pay a certain amount into it. Otherwise, we are joking. The youth are going to go in search of non-existing jobs.
So you're saying this mainly because the person that you're giving this piece of land and the seedlings to has absolutely nothing. No money.
No money.
Okay.
No money. And I am saying that is the problem that we're facing now. That is the problem that we are facing.
So that's one of the main challenges with the agri sector
today.
He also touched on support to support large-scale production of soya bean maize to help the sector. He talks about shrimp projects for exports, fishery projects, and the project will produce direct some 76,000 indirect jobs and $60 million to $200 million expected revenue. But the point is that all these are future things expected. this is what we'll do. What do
Sure.
we have now?
That is my first impression about the state of the nation address that the government gave us. It did not tell us where we were.
But,
How we are going, and
but
the
we are
state-
definitely somewhere.
And so that is what he was supposed to tell us. The state at one point, where the last time that he gave us the address, today or yesterday, as he was addressing us, he should have told us that, look, as at the last time that I spoke to you, we were having so many tons of shrimp. You see, now we targeted a certain amount, and I'm happy to announce to you that we even exceeded, or we achieved what we targeted. But it's just a question. For me, it's just theory. It was telling us things that we cannot.
So let's get practical. I mean, you've got farms.
Yes.
What's on your farm?
I have a cocoa farm.
Okay.
And I'm now doing a rubber plantation.
Okay. So how is your cocoa farm doing?
The mass spraying was really helping.
The free mass spraying exercise.
Mm-hmm. Why am I saying this? Every farmer got his farm sprayed. Now the situation is like that. If you spray yours and your next door neighbor does not spray his, you have done nothing. Because those are going to come back from that one to your farm. That is the thing. So you can do anything.
So why are you not benefiting from this exercise any longer?
Well, I mean, it was a government, the NPP government policy, but the NDC government decided not to continue with it. They did it for some time, and later on the thing had virtually collapsed.
But you have a farm. It's your responsibility to spray.
That is what but at the end of the day, the government is the beneficiary, the nation is the beneficiary. Let me put it that way. The nation is the beneficiary. Even though the farmer benefits, the nation is the ultimate beneficiary, because all the exports and whatever is gotten out, comes out by way of income to the nation. It's a government that eventually gets it for development. But like I've said, if you spray and do all the good things about your farm, and your next door neighbor is not in a position to buy the inputs to spray, or does not even do the spraying at the right time, because it's supposed to be done in season. If it doesn't do it at the right time, you are in trouble.
What is that one crucial thing that you think the president said in this address related to the agric sector that is a positive?
Look, I seriously, I didn't see him addressing the problems of the agric sector. Like I said, practically, I am told that his father was a rice farmer, but the way he handled the agric sector in his I didn't see somebody who was really had a grasp practically what the agriculture sector is.
So in essence, no hope with the sector then?
It doesn't look to me that we are serious about especially getting value addition to because he has said that is the only way, and we all agree that is the only way we can turn our economy around.
So for the many farmers out there, including yourself, where do we go from where we are?
Well, I'm sorry, because like I have said that the things that he has said to me is theory. But the practical things that the farmer wants to see is that, look, I cannot continue to spray my farm when my next door neighbor, I cannot compel him or her to spray his, and therefore at the end of the day I have problems with insects having devoured my farm, or having diseased cocoa trees or coffee trees or whatever. So the government, it has been proving that the mass spraying added a lot of this into the output of cocoa. So why don't we go back to the mass spraying and make sure that whatever the government found not to, we sort it out, because that is the best way to do. It's been done. Ivory Coast had surpassed us in cocoa because the government had taken control over the production of cocoa and not left it to the individual cocoa farmer.
This issue about Palm Development Board, that should be good, shouldn't it? Because I know where you come from, there's a lot of oil palm plantation.
I found it a little strange because, well, he did not elaborate as to how that Palm Development Board is going to do. But for me, I don't think that we are there yet. We must be looking, because the palm farmers are also having their own problems.
But what are, on top of your head, what are some of the challenges that they face?
One, when they are produced, how to, as it were, sell, the marketing is a problem. The marketing is a problem.
We have it used to be GOPDC, Ghana Oil Palm Plantation, I think it's been privatized, but there's a company that takes the role.
Look, GOPDC,
the raw palm, yes.
But they have their own problems. They have their own problems. They used to have the outgrower, but virtually it's collapsed.
So how do they sell it then?
I think that, look, let the government talk to the farmers, right? Let the government talk to the farmers, the stakeholders, and let them tell them. And again, I believe that any Minister of Agric, for now, should be interested in agriculture. It is not a book matter. It is not qualification.
You're talking as if, like you are privy to something that we don't.
No,
is the current Agric Minister not interested?
Absolutely. I mean, what was the growth in agriculture in the last thing, when we had Honorable Fifi Kwete as Agric Minister? I don't know what he does in Agric himself.
Are you saying that it takes a farmer to be a good Agric Minister?
No, to be interested in, because it's an area where whoever is giving that must be interested in it. Because I have seen some of my mates and colleagues who say, but we're going to farm, don't you fear snake? You understand? So if somebody like that is the Minister of Agric, do you think he will ever even visit a farm? All the things that will be hearsay.
So a market for the oil, plantation.
Plantations. Yes.
Okay, and then what else?
Then again, they also have their financial problems, like I said, that they want to expand. Where is the money? How do they get assistance to expand these things? These are the things that government will have to sit and say, what do we do? Because our financial institutions, naturally, they are in business. They don't want to wait for too long to get their money. The money is not their money anyway. So they don't want to invest in something that they cannot really. So these are the things that government must take up.
Can I ask this? Can the agric sector develop without any government intervention? I mean, can we run it strictly as a business? You are a private businessman.
For now, no, especially when we are doing hoe and cutlass agriculture. Generally, our farmers are the hoe and cutlass agriculture.
Can we graduate from that without, the support from the government?
Well, we should be able to do that and have cocoa plantations. We should be able to do that. For instance, the president tells us in my own area that Krubia chief has given 500 acres of land for cocoa farming. So you don't go to give 1 acre to them, somebody comes for half an acre. So once we have this large tract, why can't the government say, look, we're going to clear this land, right? Get inputs, make sure that we get all the this is to support it. So we have a 500-acre cocoa plantation.
Okay, owned by who?
Well, a cooperative sort of.
So all of you come together.
Yeah,
let's run it as
yes,
one
maybe
business.
the chief, even who are giving the land and his own people, so it's a cooperative, so that it doesn't become 1 acre, 2 acre, the 3 acres, half an acre. So the half an acre farmer does not spray his farm, and all the rest of the farmers are doomed. He doesn't have money to get inputs to spray his farm. But that small half acre farmer can cause so much damage.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people are thinking like the way I'm thinking, let's, privatize the agri sector and run it like a business. If we continue to say that it's the backbone of the economy and we believe in it so much because we're not growing, we're not growing the sector.
Our land tenure system in certain countries, the
state is in charge.
Absolutely. The state is in charge. But Ghana, we don't have that kind of situation. But then if we are lucky to have one chief giving us 500, I'm sure some other chiefs or some other landowners can be giving us those.
Because that'll be creating employment for the people who live in that community, and every chief would love that.
Sure. And coming back to I would have thought that any agri minister who has some of farming and is involved in farming would know this.
So for you, there was no hope for the sector.
I don't see.
Nothing inspired you.
Oh, not exactly. I mean, if cocoa prices have gone up, and it's good for the farmer. Why not? Why not? It's good for the farmer.
But who is making the environment conducive for this to happen?
For me, it is the farmers themselves who are struggling to do this. It's the farmers themselves. You need to get to go into a farm and see what they go through. You need to get to.
I'll come to your farm one of the days, yes. Which should be easy for me.
It should.
So what do you? So what do you take out of as we bring this conversation to a close? What do you take out from the speech in relation to the agri sector going forward?
Going forward, I think that the president must have a real briefing from those who are doing the work. And I would also urge that they should stop, politicizing this thing where chief farmers, in quotes, are choosing on political basis, but not on, so that the farmers themselves should choose their representatives to meet government, or for that matter, the Ministry of Agriculture, and tell them what exactly is happening, what worries them. It should not come through a third party. They should be able to tell the government that these are our problems. These are the issues.
All right. We'll continue with this agric conversation because agric is us, really.
Sure.
The services, all the other sectors, I think agric comes first. That's what we know.
Absolutely.
That's what we're engaged in.
The factories that the sugar factory, the meat factory, whatever that you need to turn around. It's agric is
dependent on agric.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your time this morning until I come and visit you in your farm and bring a report from his cocoa farm or his rubber farm. We'll continue this. So we'll continue. And the plantain farm.
Yes.
Oh wow! How big is it?
It's mixed up with the new cocoa that I've planted.
Okay.
Yeah, so by the time the cocoa gets up, the plantain would have. So it's giving a shade.
Okay. We'll have a lot more plantain, rubber, cocoa conversations in the future. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very
Mr.
much.
James Appiah-Tewankwa is a former member of Parliament for Lower West Akyem. Stay with us. We're breaking down the other issues that the president touched on. I'm getting lots of your messages on the Percy situation. A lot of people disgusted even with the response given by the MCA. I'll come back and share a lot more, but maybe one before we take a break. Mauli from Sogakopa says, in fact, I'm as confused as anybody out there. Is the MCA saying he visited Percy MA school about a month ago and there were tables and chairs? Could it be that the furniture got destroyed within that period after he visited? Meanwhile, even the desk I saw in the video appeared to be individually owned. But anyway, time tells. Madam Headmistress, thanks for telling the truth that you have invited both the MCE or DCE and assembly member of the area. Their own conscience will judge them. Stay with us. We've got more coming up here on the show.